Hello, everyone. Um, just got back from the Johnny Bit Smith Bike Show today, where Camille and I worked from 9 to 1. We worked 9 to 1, and it was a pretty good time. We got there about 8:30. Sat for a half hour, um, talking with the other booth people that we have, and just talking that way about upcoming runs for us and upcoming events from other legions, and to make us all aware of our chapters, what's going on with other chapters, stuff like that. Um, and by no means am I promoting um, the chapter I ride in or the people I ride with. I just want to make that clear. So, um, we were working with the American Legion riders. Want to make that known to people that that's where we were working. And right next to us was A-Bait. And then we had Liberty Mutual on the other side. And the way we set up our booth was table on one side, table on the other, and then you could just walk right on in. It was easy to do, um, easy to get in, easy to get out, a lot more friendlier. Um, we had candy to give out, a lot of information about our rides and stuff like that. So that was pretty good. Then we had the other necks down one way. Um, all the one percenters were down on our to our left, and into this couple in the swap meet. There was a couple in there, which was pretty sad considering past years we had big vendors sitting in there for leather, all your needs, and it just seemed like there wasn't just much there in the swap meet. Um, a lot of, I mean, all the vendors from before just weren't there. You had just sparsed out parts to get for your bike or what you want, and it just wasn't fun. That part wasn't fun for me. So, but the fun part was in the main area where you had all these bikes lined up on one side, and then you go over a little bit, and there was more bikes lined up. It was like a kid in a candy store, you know. Um, one of the bikes I really liked was an Avenger bike. Hi, Lisa, how you doing? And so I took multiple pictures of that. That was a pretty interesting bike. I love that one. But they had it roped off. You couldn't get by it, couldn't get up to it. And then they had a couple. They had a 1922 Harley with the shifter right up by the tank, and they had another one I couldn't get to. What you eating, sweetheart? They had another bike that was decked out in all Native American gear with a full headdress hanging from the handlebars. They had quite a few choppers. Um, I mean, the bikes were just wow. Then they had custom trikes. One of them looked like I'm not even sure what I'd call it. It had a coffin tank on it, but it was pretty neat. I'd ride it and then try to figure out where I could stick things. Put bags on it so I could put stuff in. Um, they had one that looked like it was just like a big robot turned into a motorcycle. That's the best I can describe it. Um, it looked very mechanical looking, interesting. Not one I would ride, but interesting. Um, so you go down, walk around a little more. Water was $5 a bottle. So we bought two and then went to the water fountains and filled them up all day. Um, and food, $7 for a hot dog for a brat, and they wanted $5 for fries. Yeah, so we ate minimal what we could, then got home and then pigged out a bit. You know, now we're kind of full, we're waiting, and now we got dinner, so coming up. But um, like I said, the one percenters were all down onto our left, and everybody else was down to our right, except for a couple one percenters in the swap meet. But no, Rick, they weren't cheap dogs. No, $6.50 for a brat. That is not cheap. I can buy 6 of them in the store for $3. um, yeah, they had the Thermodons, which is I've now learned the mad ones. They were pretty cool, um, pretty decent to talk to, but they had their women go out and block traffic, so you couldn't get through, which um, was pretty bad in my opinion. They shouldn't have done that. So we just walked around them. They had one of the bikes there that had skulls on the seat, decked out more like Halloween type gear. That was pretty interesting. And then one of the other bikes they had right there at their booth had their club logo and tag on it. Right behind them was anything you want, jackets, chaps, whatever. Um, the high end items were $139, one day only. Um, that's where I got my chaps from in 2019, 18, 19, somewhere in there. And they're still holding up, but I'm not going to go and buy a jacket from there for $139 when I know it ain't going to last me. They had antique race cars there from like Dale Earnhardt. Yeah, I call him antique because he's dead. But they had his cars there. They had old motorcycle in the box still. They want $50 to $100 for those. Don't blame them, but they wanted quite a bit. So we passed on that. Um, the Angels had 4 chapters out there representing them. The closer you got to home, the nicer they were. um, and not surprisingly, they wanted to sell me everything that they could get. They could get me interested in, but sorry, I'm a rider. I wear rider gear, so they did. They understood that and talked to a few of them. What friends are you talking about? I ain't got no friends. I'm a biker. You know that bikers don't have friends. No, I didn't get anything, Rick. I mean, we didn't even find any gremlin bells. We were looking for gremlin bells, didn't even find any, so I'll have to go shop around for those. T-shirts were pretty scarce. There were no patches to be seen anywhere except for military ones in the swap meet. Um, so that was kind of interesting. But there was a lady sewing patches there, but there was no patches to be sold. That was kind of interesting. Um, but yeah, um, the other necks were down. Angels were off to my left. That was pretty much it for the 1%ers there. But for visiting, oh my God, it was club galore. I sat there and I looked and I looked, and surprisingly, they stopped and talked to us. That was a surprise because in years past they would just not even bother. Now it's, hey, how are you doing? Hey, come ride with us. You can ride with us too. Um, proper protocol with them is they can't wear their colors on our sanctioned rides that are bigger rides. As for the little ones, for Legion to Legion to Legion, that's fine, but they can't wear colors on our big sanctioned rides. That's one rule we have set down, and they're fine with that. They'll take their colors off. We take ours off when we ride with them and their big rides. So that's pretty common practice up here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I did throw a friend's name out there because I went up and said, "Hey, my friend is in this club, and this is who he is. He says I have to come up and talk to you. I think he just wants me to poop my pants." And they all just burst out laughing. Yes, Lisa, I was, and we were really looking for them. They just didn't have them. The vendors that have them just weren't there. So I will go out, and I've got a few stores out here that carry them, and they're not too far, within 10 miles. I can run out there, see what they got, and if I don't like them, I can go shopping online for them. They're pretty cheap. They're not, maybe between $5-10 a bell. You know, so. Um, but my favorite bike I saw was the Avenger bike. Uh, then the next one was one decked out in Native American gear. But all in all, it was a good show. Um, Wild Ass moved from the top level down to the lower level where we were at, and surprisingly, and they kept all the knives upstairs. Why? Because they can't wear them inside. um, Leo's patrolling all over inside the main area. Um, not really hassling everybody, mostly staying to our left. Gee, I
Mm-hmm.
wonder why. Um, a lot of security guards running around, pretty much leaving everybody alone. Yeah, Lisa, I'll keep you in the loop. That's not a problem. I mean, it's just a matter of getting out there to check on them, getting on them. So I know what she likes, so I know what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when we got to the top, where we go in and out for the show, like one side was all knives, and the other side was cleaning stuff, camping trailers for your bike, jewelry, and it's like I just looked at the wife. I said, we've been here since 9. It's now this time. Let's go. We don't need to be out here anymore. We couldn't find what we were looking for, and we stepped outside, and a squad SUV, I want to call it, because that's what it was, came in and drove right by us, parked up by the door on the cement, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
gee, that's kind of a little odd to be parking up on the cement by the door when you don't have to. So we were watching that for a little bit to see if anything unfolded. Nothing happened. Parking guard said something about where that police officer go because the car tried to run the stoplight to wanted to keep going. So there's 15, 20 people trying to cross the street. Well, luckily we didn't. No one got hit, and they stopped right. They stayed there at the light. You know, but that's pretty much it. Um, Donnie Smith Bike Show. If you haven't gone to it, go. It's in March, end of March every year, except last year they moved it to May because of COVID. A lot of buildings were having restrictions, and I don't blame Donnie Smith Bike Show. They don't want to deal with the restrictions of the masks and stuff. All restrictions lifted. We went in without no masks. Patted, yeah, we got patted down. Me twice. My wallet chain set everything off, and they patted me down twice because I had to go in and out twice. That was interesting. They didn't feel my crotch, so I would have decked them if they did. But they were looking for knives on me. I was smart and left all that at home. I didn't want them taken away. Gotta put your cell phone on the tray. No, I don't. Walked right in. Put your cell phone on the tray. No, I didn't. Patted me down. I walked downstairs. Wife put her cell phone and stuff on the tray, and she followed me down. So yeah, the people up front pushing, they were kind of an ass, but the cops were pretty decent. They were pretty all right. Just didn't talk to them. Looked like they had an attitude. Looked at God. Someone posted a video of cops pulling over bikers profiling. I wanted to say their names, but I can't remember the names. Hey, Ghost, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, brother? But it was all in all pretty good. Indian bikes there, Harleys there. Saw one Honda, no Kawasaki's, no Yamahas. Gee, I wonder why. It's mostly a Harley show. But like I said, food expensive. I mean, it's just Donnie Smith Bike Show. You gotta go. It's just wow, blows your mind. That's pretty much it. It's got a good review. It's a great bike show, great time. Everybody hugs everybody. Everybody talks to everybody. Oh, and I forgot this little part because I'm talking. Because I'm the director for my chapter, we're talking to other members, and I got a membership going. People looking for places to ride, places to join. Yeah. So a little toot in my horn there. So, all in all, good day. Sun is shining. It's 5:34 here, and yep, the sun's still shining. Snow's almost gone. Hopefully, I could ride soon, and keep the rubber side down. Not fall over like I did last year and break my clutch. So with that, I will say good night. See you all soon.